Hi guys, welcome back to another interesting episode. Today's video is from Charlie Kirk. You guys know I love Charlie Kirk. Someone said in the comment section that Charlie Kirk is always, debating college students because he knows he can only debate them and win. He should go and debate his equals like his mates. I laughed at that comment section. It was very fun. At that comment, it was so funny. Anyway, today's video is actually from Charlie Kirk. It's titled Woman Almost Dies After Learning What Accountability Is. I think one thing a lot of young people lack in this day and age, in 2024, a lot of Gen Zs lack accountability. They do things and they don't want to take accountability for what they have done. They don't want to be accountable to their actions, and every action has its consequences. So when you have done something and then the consequences come running back at you, you should be able to say, oh yes, I did it with my full chest. This is what I actually did. Anyway, probably Charlie Kirk is going to be teaching these college students what accountability is, and we are here for it, okay? I'm a big fan of Charlie Kirk anyway, but it's not everything he says that I'm a fan of, okay? Yeah, but let's watch this video and let's learn one or two things. My name is Oge. If this is your first time here, hello, hi, do well to click on the red subscribe button, like this video, kindly like, yes, I said it, like this video please. Okay, it helps with the algorithm. Thank you. And subscribe, turn on your post notification bell so you get notified anytime we drop a new video. To all my returning subscribers and viewers, thank you for always stopping by and sticking with me through and through. You guys, we're hitting 2,000. I can't stop saying that because I am so excited about my journey. You know what? Let's get straight into the video.
Okay, so one thing I want to start off with is, why does your opinion trump over any other people's opinion?
Right, so do you believe that there is a truth out there?
Everything is subjective, but there is a right or wrong morally, especially when you're in a cultured society that is based off a set of standards and norms that we act on and we act as.
So everything is subjective. So is it objectively true you and I are having a conversation right now?
Yes.
So that's not subjective then. So not everything is subjective.
So why do you believe morals?
Right, so something is objective.
Yes, but why do you believe your subjective opinion trumps over other people's opinion?
Right. Well, let me ask you another question. I'll tell you, I will answer.
Please don't interrupt me. Let me finish my sentence. I do not want to hear it. You think that your opinion is over other people's opinions. You think you were right subjectively.
Okay.
What is right or wrong?
Okay, is murder wrong?
Yes, of course.
Well, then abortion should be illegal.
Not in every case.
Answer the question.
What constitutes a human? What is a human?
Deoxyribonucleic acid and conception.
But to me, a human would be someone with a consciousness who is alive in this world.
Well,
to
guess
you,
what? You're wrong. So
but
that's
no,
fine.
you're wrong because I think that's right and you think that's right.
Prove it wrong.
What constitutes a human being? What is the definition of a human being?
The creation of DNA that will never exist again, and a soul goes into that moment. I don't expect you guys.
What's a soul?
A soul?
What's a soul?
What is a soul?
What is a soul?
The eternal, indistinguishable, let's just say, non-visible being of your existence.
I don't believe that. I don't believe anything is eternal.
Sorry,
that does not make yours okay.
Yeah, you
hold on a second. Here's the thing. At some point, somebody's truth has to win. Because guess what? Your truth doesn't matter. That's still a truth
You've had
claim.
your truth in this country for the past thousands of decades.
Thousands of decades.
Not thousands. Whatever. That's a little embarrassing. But your truth has been the narrative of this country forever.
And you think Roe versus Wade just got repealed. Abortion was legal in this country for 40 years.
And before the 40 years, what was?
And crime dropped.
Thankfully,
40% after it went.
On top of that,
wait, hold on. Do you think abortion?
I think one of the problems a lot of these young people are having is the fact that Charlie Kirk is somebody that believes in something, stands on what he believes in, strongly believes something, and he stands on that thing. He's not moving. And, these young people have a problem with the fact that when he believes in something, he stands with. I mean, when you believe in something, you have to stand by that thing, of course. So I think they have a problem with the fact that maybe he thinks his truth supersedes every other person's beliefs. So whenever he says something, whatever he says should stand. Like whatever he says is the truth, and every other person's truth is a lie. I think that's where this back and forth is coming from. But anyway, let's just continue this. It's getting heated.
Abortion lowers crime rates?
Crime dropped 40% after abortion became legal.
Why is that the case?
It's called a statistic.
Who has the most abortions in America?
Women.
Black people. Is that so? Are you trying to say the termination of blacks in the womb lower crime? That's a very racist argument.
That is not
okay.
You know blacks have 45% of the
I would suggest using African American.
blacks. What?
That's crazy.
Okay.
Sir, that's a leading question. Sir, that's a leading question.
You guys can come up and talk if you want. Yeah, it's 95 degrees out here, man. So, yes, sir.
So that's a racist. Okay.
No, you're the racist. You're the says that abortion lowers crime rates and blacks have the most abortions in the country. Yes. Not name calling. Wait, is it not Black Lives Matter or is it African American Lives Matter? It's both. Oh, really? Okay, I thought it was BLM, so I say blacks. Okay.
He was just okay, not too much, Andrew. Do you believe that you have some sort of privilege that skews your view on other people's lives? Because personally, I don't believe you could step in my shoes as a black woman and relate and understand the things. So I feel like it's not fair for you to choose what I get to do with my life because I'm a black woman in a white society.
What does being black have to do with truth?
Because there are different things that we experience,
Like what?
and my truth might not be your truth.
What, did you get into college easier than I do?
What?
Yes, you get jobs and internships that white kids don't get.
Oh, poor white people.
You have entire movements dedicated to your race.
We're so like.
Okay.
Sir, do you remember the
Those movements are to get right. You're crazy. Okay,
Do you not believe in racism?
Of course racism exists. The Democrat Party is still alive and well.
Do you think people are racist against white people?
All the time. All the time.
That's his definition.
Affirmative action is racism against white people. Yes.
And Asians as well.
And Asians, that's right.
So I do have a question in that sense. If affirmative action is racism, why are most colleges predominantly white?
Why are they most predominantly white?
Why are most colleges, public colleges, are predominantly white?
Yeah,
I'm talking to you.
we're a majority white country. You realize that, right? So colleges are the depiction of the nation.
Okay.
And actually, blacks on campus are disproportionate more than their population in certain areas, in certain campuses, than their population because of affirmative action.
In HBCUs? Is that what
Certain
you're talking
campuses.
about? Are you talking about HBCUs?
So, but let me just ask a more broad philosophical question. Why does skin color matter at all? Why should we care about it?
Because of the society we live in.
Wait, hold
Because
on.
of the
But
society
no.
You're dismissing anything that has ever happened to someone of color.
Let me ask
by
you a
saying
question.
that.
What can you do, or what can I do that you can't do? What law?
Action works. Explain how
Affirmative action is lowering of tests, standards, and quota for a quota.
You're an idiot.
No, it's not. It's the way it works.
I'm gonna tell you how it works.
It's the way it works. I'm not going to entertain fallacies. Tell me
You
why.
entertain me because I.
Just let him
Why?
talk. We have to hear your fallacy.
It's fine.
Why does skin color matter?
Let him talk. Well, don't
I
call him an idiot.
believe skin
Be
color
respectful.
matters
He's being
because of the
respectful.
society
He's not
we
being
are
respectful.
in.
Do you know how
And I
this
guess
shit
it goes
works? It's
into
called
critical
right?
race theory.
Removing
Yes,
right
it is.
is
Because of the
disrespectful.
society we have
I'll
lived
do it too.
in, race is a factor. If from the beginning of time race wasn't a factor, and there was never anybody who was oppressed because of their race, I feel like it would not play a part in anything that we do. But because literally less.
Oh, it's just Charlie.
They were interrupting you. I was.
Do you believe on black crime?
Do I believe in black on black crime?
Yeah.
It's abundant.
Explain.
Yeah, it's the number one cause of death in many black communities. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like,
He is right. Okay.
So back to our previous argument that was interrupted. So in the sense of what, like I was saying, you don't believe like because of the history and because races have been oppressed, you don't believe like race plays a part in things, and you don't believe like.
no, that's not true. No. So, do you know who Thomas Sowell is? You know who Thomas Sowell is?
No.
I really encourage you to look. Thomas Sowell's great. He's one of the best black economists of the 20th century. Grew up in Harlem, and he's done the best research in the 1940s, 1950s, and 60s black community. And essentially, his argument is that black America was experiencing a renaissance in the 50s and 60s, despite discrimination. Yes. Now, the one part that I would agree with.
But however, it's not the black community as a whole, it's Harlem's black community.
There's Chicago too, but let's pretend you're right, okay? The one argument that I would agree with, and I'm against systemic racism arguments, the one that I would say, you know what? There was something very wrong wrong is when Democrat Lyndon Baines Johnson came in and destroyed the black nuclear family. If there was one part where I could say, you know what, that was unjust and that has to be undone, it's when Lyndon Baines Johnson went in through the Great Society program with the intent to destroy the black nuclear family.
Okay. So in that sense, do you believe the war on drugs also played a part? Or
Not
do you not
really.
believe in the war on drugs?
Well, look, I mean, I believe we should be very harsh on drugs, but I think I would give some merit to the argument of some government agencies peddling cocaine in the inner cities. There is evidence to show that. I'm not going to debate it. Do I think it has so for example, like there's one number that I'm fascinated with, right? Single motherhood in the black community was about 28% in 1945. Okay? Now it's around 65 to 70%. Why? Are we more racist than we were in 1945?
No.
Okay. So then what happened?
Militarization.
The war on drugs.
Okay,
the
fair
war
enough.
on drugs. The demolishing the nuclear family in a sense.
Right,
And
we
I
agree.
believe due to the history that's happened, racism is still very prevalent in a lot of the a lot of the systems that are in America, correct?
Yeah. So no, of course not. But I was actually caught by your shirt. You know, Malcolm X was super pro-life.
Yes.
I think Malcolm X could teach a lot of the black movement something, because more so than Martin Luther King, because Malcolm X, I'm getting there. Malcolm X, some people don't describe him correctly as being violent, right? That was a very small part of his literature. He was very big on trying to get black America to succeed despite the white liberal.
Yes.
And
Not the white liberal.
He did say white liberal. Oh, you go look up the Malcolm X white liberal quote. And so I think that's interesting. Just think about it. Go look up Malcolm X warned against white liberals owning black America for their own gain, which is exactly what BLM is.
Okay, so back to my initial point. Back to my initial point. You don't believe that my truth can be different than yours, specifically based on race.
Experiences can be different, but there is always a truth. I'll give you an example. We all might have 5 different opinions of a car crash, right? But eventually a truth will be revealed of what really happened. Does that make sense?
So you believe that your truth is the truth that you have found yourself is the ultimate truth.
And then the guy
I would hope so. Yeah.
Super.
And I'm willing to learn.
And then make America great again.
Otherwise,
He walked
I mean,
up, was like, oh,
and I think Malcolm X could teach us a lot right now. Yes.
What do you think about like the 1960s and 70s militarization of the police? The shift in the police?
Yeah, I mean, I'm generally very pro-police. What about the military? I mean, the question is what came first, and I honestly don't know the answer. Was it the rise in crime, or was it the increase? Was it the police that went into the inner?
If you knew what you were talking about, you would know the answer.
Yeah, it's not so clear. Because there was a massive crime wave in the early 1970s in New York, where a lot of New Yorkers demanded more police with heavier weaponry and the ability to enforce the law.
And post-militarization of the police, crime went up.
And then it went down in the 80s. Violent crime went big time down.
Well, let's talk about the 10 years that right after. What happened there? What do you think happened?
So you're drawing a correlation between police officers being militarized and more people committing crimes.
Over militarization of the police, yes.
Why?
Not exactly more people committing crimes, more people being arrested for crimes
Okay.
and put into jail for minor
Yeah, I mean,
crimes.
I can't disagree with that.
The prison system, I mean, we account for.
Yeah, I mean, why do people go to prison, right? Because they commit crimes. So.
Wow, quite interesting. One thing I love in this conversation was that they were able to hear themselves out. Though from the beginning they had a kind of rift, because they feel like, they were trying to ask him, do you think your truth is usually the ultimate truth? Nobody's truth actually matters. And he was like very affirmative. He said yes. So many conversations were raised in today's video, and I love that they were asking the questions, very respectful, and he was responding. They were able to agree on some things, and they were not able to agree on some things. And it was actually really nice to see that young people are coming up. And it's also very interesting to see that a lot of young people are learning history of what is going on and what has happened and all of those things. They talked about race, they talked about segregation, they talked about affirmative action, they talked about the police and the military. A lot of conversations were raised. Let's know your thoughts and comment on what you think about this particular video. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your post notification bell so that you get notified anytime I drop a new video. I'll see you in my next episode. Bye bye.